Who are the world's most powerful women this year? They are the smartest and toughest female business leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, scientists, philanthropists and CEOs making their mark in the world today. So let's see the top 10 world's most powerful women. We hope you should be satisfied from this content. Number 10. Ana Patricia Botín. Chair, Santander Group, Banco Santander. In 2014, Ana Patricia Botín became one of the most powerful banking executives in the world and the first woman to head the largest bank in the Eurozone, which as of early June 2016 had a $68.4 billion market cap. She stepped up to the position of executive chairman of financial services for the behemoth Santander Group of Spain the day after her father Emilio Botín death from a heart attack, extending her family's reign over Santander to 4 generations. In past years, the commercial bank has been criticized for its customer service, so Botín is reportedly remodeling branches and unrolling new products. Thanks to her efforts, the bank is the first to trial faster Bitcoin-based money transfers, and has introduced innovative and more profitable checking schemes. But to elevate Santander's flagging stock price, Botín must address economic risks in 2 of its biggest markets, Brazil and the UK, from which the bank garnishes nearly 40% of its profits. Addressing the Brexit risk, she assured markets in late May that Santander would remain in the UK regardless of the outcome. Educated in the US, Botín speaks 5 languages and has held several leadership positions at the company, most recently as head of its UK bank. Number 9. Meg Whitman. CEO, Hewlett-Packard. She has total real-time net worth $2.6 billion. Whitman is CEO of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and chairman of HP Incorporated. She was CEO of Hewlett-Packard from 2011 to 2015, when she oversaw its historic split. She's best known for taking eBay from $4 million to $8 billion in sales as CEO from 1998 to 2008. A former Hasbro and Walt Disney executive, she sits on the boards of SurveyMonkey and Procter & Gamble. Number 8. Susan Wojcicki. CEO, YouTube, Google. Susan Wojcicki has been CEO of YouTube since February 2014. She advocated for Google's $1.65 billion acquisition of YouTube in 2006. The video site is now worth an estimated $90 billion. Google's its 16th employee, hired in 1999, she started as the search firm's first marketing manager and later head in all marketing and commerce. Number 7. Sheryl Sandberg. COO, Facebook. She has total real-time net worth is $1.61 billion. Facebook's chief operating officer since 2008, Sandberg has helped dramatically boost revenues at the social network. She founded Lean In, a nonprofit named after her best-selling book, to support women's empowerment. Her second book, Option B, which focuses on grief and resilience, was released in April 2017. She spent 6 years as a vice president at Google, where she developed its lucrative online advertising programs. One of the nation's most influential female executives, she has criticized President Donald Trump's travel ban and anti-abortion measures. Number 6. Christine Lagarde. Managing Director, International Monetary Fund. Christine Lagarde was re-elected in February 2016 to a second 5-year term as head of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the organization that serves as economic advisor and backstop for 188 countries. When she took over in 2011, the world economy was still recovering from the financial crisis, and the IMF from an institutional one. In the ensuing years, Lagarde has managed to enroll countries as diverse as China, Russia and Britain into the IMF's brand of fiscal discipline, even as they bridle at the stern conditions of her structural loans. She has also lent the institution a more human face by addressing issues like gender and income inequality. U.S. Federal Reserve Chief Janet Yellen wrote in a 2016 Time profile. Following Brexit, Lagarde must work with a divided Europe to ensure a stable economic recovery on the continent, particularly in Greece. Number 5. Mary Barra, CEO, General Motors. The last year was a good one for General Motors CEO Mary Barra, who marked her 2-year anniversary as CEO with a new appointment to chairman of GM. The promotion came as no surprise. Barra, a 36-year veteran of the company, has driven strong domestic sales, steady performance in Europe and new growth in China's SUV and luxury markets. It's a noticeable comeback for the automaker, which only 2 years ago was contending with the recall of 30 million cars. Next on Barra's agenda, capitalizing on this GM's strong performance with innovations including the release of GM's latest electric car, the Chevrolet Bolt EV, which began sales in California and Oregon in December, and will roll out to selected dealers throughout the rest of the U.S. in 2017. Number 4. Melinda Gates. Co-chair, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Melinda Gates has cemented her dominance in philanthropy and global development to the tune of $4.2 billion in giving in 2015 and more than $36.7 billion in grant payments since she founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with her husband in 2000. Her work has inspired other big donors and has changed the way funders think about effective philanthropy. Highly targeted campaigns coupled with data-driven monitoring and global collaboration. As the woman with her name on the door, Gates decides the direction of the organization and reviews the results. Much of her attention is now focused on championing investments in women and girls around the world. This includes a 2016 initiative, announced at the Women Deliver conference in Copenhagen in May, that will funnel $80 million into collecting key data on women in developing countries over the next 3 years, yielding the information Gates believes is needed to inform efforts to achieve gender equality. Number 3. Janet Yellen. Chair, Federal Reserve, United States. Janet Yellen, chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve System, has been reluctant to raise domestic interest rates. Since beginning her tenure in 2014, she has hiked rates just twice, including a tweak in December 2016. Performing neither as wizard nor innovator, Yellen instead asserts her power by way of plain sentences and easy logic, making it easy to forget that the Yale and Brown-educated economist is perhaps the world's top market mover. As the first female Fed chair, she holds unmatched influence over American monetary policy. Number 2. Hillary Clinton. Presidential candidate, United States. Hillary Clinton was the first and only former First Lady to run for public office, the first woman to be elected a U.S. Senator from New York, and the first woman to become a Democratic nominee for U.S. President, an election that she lost in November 2016 to Donald Trump. Clinton ranked number 2 on Forbes' Power Woman list in 2016. Number 1. Angela Merkel. Chancellor, Germany. As populist, right-wing political movements spring up around the world, many have labeled Germany's chancellor as the last bastion of Western liberal power. Merkel, who faces a challenging re-election bid in 2017, has been tasked with maintaining a united European front in the wake of Brexit, balancing growing Russian influence on the continent and managing more than 1 million migrants who have entered Germany in recent years. This is hardly the first difficult political climate Merkel has been dealt. She guided her country through a recession with stimulus packages and subsidies for companies that cut hours for workers, and Germany entered 2016 with a budget surplus of €12.1 billion, $13.1 billion, and an AAA rating from credit rating agencies. She has also used her power against ISIS, breaking the post-Nazi era taboo of direct involvement in military actions by sending arms to Kurdish fighters.